Imagine this for a moment. It is the 3rd of the month. Margaret, a 72-year-old widow in Ohio, walks slowly to her mailbox in her slippers. She is expecting her Social Security deposit confirmation. Instead, she finds a letter. The envelope is thin. The return address says Social Security Administration. Her hands start to shake before she even opens it. Inside, the letter says her benefits are being reviewed. There is a phone number, there is a deadline, and there is a line that says she may have been overpaid. Margaret sits down at her kitchen table. Her coffee goes cold. She stares at the letter and she thinks the same thing thousands of seniors are thinking right now across America. Did I do something wrong? Am I going to lose my check? Who can I trust? And then, that same evening, she turns on her television and she sees a headline scrolling across the screen. It says the Senate has just passed an elder care protection bill. She feels a little hope. Maybe this new law will help her. Maybe the government finally noticed. But here is the truth, my friend, and I need you to hear me very carefully today. That headline you are seeing everywhere right now, it is not exactly what it appears to be. And if you act on it without knowing the real facts, you could make a very expensive mistake. Hello, I am June. I am a Senior Policy Analyst, and for many years now, I have helped retirees just like you understand the complicated rules around Social Security, Medicare, pensions, banking, and travel. I do this because my own mother lost almost 3 months of benefits because of a small paperwork mistake nobody warned her about. I never wanted that to happen to another senior again. So today, I am going to do 3 things for you. First, I am going to tell you the real truth about this so-called Elder Care Protection Bill. What is actually happening in Washington, what has truly passed, and what has not. No rumors, no clickbait, no, only verified facts from the Social Security Administration, Medicare, the IRS, and Congress itself. Second, I am going to walk you through the protections that already exist right now today that most seniors have no idea they can use. And third, I am going to give you 3 exact steps you must take this week to protect your benefits, your bank account, and your peace of mind. Please stay with me until the very end, because near the close of this video, I am going to share one hidden mistake that thousands of seniors are making right now. It is a small mistake. It feels harmless, but it can cost you up to 50% of your monthly Social Security check. Most seniors do not even know they are doing it until the money is already gone. So please stay with me. Pour yourself a cup of tea, sit comfortably, and let us go through this together, slowly and clearly. Let me start by telling you about Robert. Robert is 67 years old. He worked for 38 years as a maintenance supervisor at a school district in Pennsylvania. He retired 2 years ago. He has a modest pension, a small IRA, and his Social Security check, which arrives on the second Wednesday of every month. Robert is careful with money. He pays his bills on time. He keeps his receipts. He thinks of himself as a careful man. One evening, Robert is watching the news. He sees a story that says a new senior protection law has just passed in the Senate. Robert is excited. He calls his daughter and tells her the good news. A few days later, Robert gets a phone call. The voice on the other end says, "Mr. Robert, this is the Social Security Administration. We are calling about the new Elder Care Protection benefits. We just need to verify your Medicare number and your bank routing information so we can update your file." Robert hesitates, but the caller sounds professional. The caller knows his street name. The caller mentions the new bill that Robert just heard about on the news. So Robert reads out his Medicare beneficiary identifier. He gives his bank routing number. He even confirms the last 4 digits of his Social Security number. 2 weeks later, Robert checks his bank account. There are 3 charges he does not recognize. His Medicare statement shows claims for medical equipment he never received. And worst of all, a fraud investigation has been opened in his name, which means his real Social Security deposit for the next month is delayed while everything is sorted out. Robert did everything most seniors would consider sensible. He listened to the news, he answered his phone, he trusted a person who sounded official. But he made one mistake. He believed that a recent headline about a new law meant that the government would call him to update his information. That is the trap. And today, I want to make sure it never catches you. Now let me tell you what is actually happening in Washington, because the truth is very different from what many YouTube videos and social media posts are claiming. I checked the official records on congress.gov. I checked the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. I checked AARP. I checked the Kaiser Family Foundation. And here is the honest, verified truth. There is no federal bill named the Elder Care Protection Bill that has passed the United States Senate. That title is a label being used by many videos and articles to describe several different bills that are still being debated. Not one of those bills has become law. Not one of them is sending you a new check. Not one of them is changing your Social Security or Medicare overnight. Let me walk you through what actually exists. There is a bill called the Protect Our Seniors Act, known as S.36. It was introduced in January of 2025 by Senator Rick Scott of Florida. It is sitting in committee. It has not been voted on. And by the way, this bill does not increase your benefits. It only creates a procedural rule inside the Senate to make it harder to cut Medicare or Social Security in the future. It is a defensive bill, not a benefits bill. There is another bill called the Older Americans Act Reauthorization Act of 2025, known as S.2120. It was introduced in June of 2025. This is the most important one for you to know about. It would renew funding through the year 2030 for Meals on Wheels, the Elder Care Locator Hotline, Adult Protective Services, and the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. These are the programs that quietly help millions of seniors every single day. But here is the painful truth. This bill has also not passed. It is still introduced. It is still waiting. There was an earlier version that did pass the Senate unanimously back in December of 2024. That version was called S.4776. But the House of Representatives never finished it before the previous Congress ended, so it died. It is not law. The protections in it never took effect. There is also the Credit for Caring Act, which would give family caregivers a tax credit of up to $5,000. Reintroduced in March 2025, not passed. And there is the Elder Justice Reauthorization and Modernization Act, reintroduced, not passed. So when you see a headline that says, Senate passes Elder Care Protection Bill, I want you to take a breath and remember what I just told you. The real picture is that Congress is debating several bills, but none of them have crossed the finish line. Nothing has changed in your benefits because of a new law. Nothing. I know that may feel disappointing. I understand. But it is far better for you to know the truth than to act on a rumor and lose money. Now here is the good news, and this is where I really want you to pay attention. You are not unprotected. Even though Congress has not passed a new sweeping bill, there are powerful protections already on the books right now that most seniors do not know about. These are real laws. They are enforceable today, and they can save you thousands of dollars and many sleepless nights. Let me walk you through them one by one in plain language. The first is the Older Americans Act. It has been law since 1965, and even though its formal reauthorization is being debated, the programs it funds are still running today through annual appropriations. That means Meals on Wheels is still delivering. The Elder Care Locator Hotline at 1-800-677-1116 is still answering calls. Adult Protective Services in your state is still investigating elder abuse. The Long-Term Care Ombudsman in your state is still able to walk into a nursing home and demand answers if your loved one is being mistreated. Write that hotline number down, 1-800-677-11116. It is one of the most useful phone numbers a senior can have in their kitchen drawer. The second is the Elder Abuse Prevention and Prosecution Act, signed into law in 2017. This law makes elder financial exploitation a federal crime. It also created the Elder Justice Initiative inside the Department of Justice. If you are scammed, this is the framework that lets federal prosecutors come after the criminals. The third is the Social Security Representative Payee Program. This is critical. If a family member needs help managing your Social Security check, you cannot just hand them a power of attorney and call it done. The Social Security Administration does not recognize a regular power of attorney for managing your benefits. The only valid way is to file Form SSA 11, which is the official request to be selected as payee. Without that form, even your own children cannot legally manage your check. I want you to remember that. Form SSA 11. The fourth is the Senior Safe Act of 2018. This is a quiet little law that gives your bank teller legal protection when they spot something suspicious in your account. If a teller sees that you are about to wire $10,000 to a stranger overseas, the Senior Safe Act gives them the right to pause the transaction and report it without being sued. So when your bank calls you and says, "Are you sure about this transfer?" they are not being nosy. They are protecting you. Listen to them. The fifth is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Advisory on Elder Financial Exploitation. It tells banks they may report suspected abuse to Adult Protective Services, to law enforcement, and to the Federal Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, all without violating your privacy rights. The sixth is for travel. The Transportation Security Administration has special rules for seniors age 75 and older. You may keep your light jacket and your shoes on during screening. Medical devices, mobility aids, and prescription medications, including liquid medications larger than 3.4 ounces, are all permitted. You just need to tell the officer about them. There is also a service called TSA Cares. The number is 1-855-787-2227. You can call them up to 72 hours before your flight, and they will arrange a personal helper to walk you through security at the airport. Most seniors have no idea this exists. It is free. The seventh is the Medicare Beneficiary Identifier Rule. Listen carefully. Medicare will never, ever call you on the phone and ask for your Medicare number. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services do not make unsolicited calls. If someone calls you claiming to be from Medicare and asks for your number, hang up. That is the rule. No exceptions. Now let me explain the trap that catches more seniors than any other. The biggest mistake I see, and this is the one that hurts the most, is when seniors believe a new law has been passed and they let their guard down. They start trusting calls. They start clicking links. They start giving out information because they think the government is reaching out about a new program. I want to say this clearly so you never forget it. The Social Security Administration will not call you on the phone to verify your information. The Internal Revenue Service will not call you to demand payment. Medicare will not call you to update your card. None of them, ever. If you receive a call like that, no matter how official it sounds, no matter how much they seem to know about you, hang up. Then call the agency yourself using the number on your official letter or on the official government website. That is the only safe way. The second trap is the informal power of attorney. I have seen families torn apart by this. A senior tells their adult child, "If anything happens to me, just take care of my Social Security." The child believes they can. They cannot. Without Form SSA 11, the Social Security Administration will not let anyone touch that check. So if you want a family member to be able to help you, file the form now while you are healthy and clear-headed. Do not wait until a crisis. The third trap is assuming your bank cannot help you. Many seniors think that once they authorize a transfer, it is gone forever. That is not always true. Under federal banking guidance, your bank can place short holds on suspicious transactions. They can report exploitation. They can sometimes even reverse fraudulent wire transfers if you act fast enough. So if you suspect something is wrong, call your bank immediately. Time matters. Now let me tell you what happens if these rules are ignored. I am not telling you this to scare you. I am telling you so that you understand exactly what is at stake. If you misuse Social Security funds as a payee, even by accident, the Social Security Administration can demand the money back, remove you as payee, and in serious cases prosecute under federal law. If you simply forget to report a change in your living situation or your marital status, the Social Security Administration can suspend your benefits. They can also withhold up to 50% of your monthly check until any overpayment is recovered. 50%. Imagine half your check disappearing because of a paperwork oversight. If you share your Medicare beneficiary identifier with a scammer, fraudulent claims can be billed in your name. Your services may be suspended while it is investigated, and straightening it out can take months. If you miss a required minimum distribution from your traditional IRA or 401k after age 73, the IRS can charge a 25% excise tax on the amount you should have withdrawn. That tax can be reduced to 10% if you correct it within 2 years, but you have to act. If you have a billing problem with your bank or a problem with an electronic funds transfer and you fail to file a complaint within 60 days, you can lose your automatic right to dispute the charge. 60 days. That window closes fast. If you misrepresent your health on a Medigap application outside of the 6-month Medigap open enrollment window, your insurance company can deny your claims or even cancel your policy. The only window where they cannot use medical underwriting against you is those first 6 months after you enroll in Medicare Part B at age 65. Outside that window, the door starts to close. And finally, travel. Since May 7, 2025, the Real ID law has been enforced at every airport in the country. If your driver's license does not have the small star in the upper corner, you may be sent to secondary screening. In some cases, you may even be denied boarding. So please, check your license today. Look for the star. Now, I promised you 3 exact steps. Here they are. Please write these down or replay this section. Step 1. Verify everything through official channels. If you hear about a new law, a new benefit, or a new program, do not call the number from a TV ad or a YouTube video or an email. Go directly to the official website, Social Security at ssa.gov, Medicare at medicare.gov, the IRS at irs.gov, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at consumerfinance.gov. If a benefit truly exists, it will be listed there. If it is not on the official site, it is not real yet. Step 2. Get your paperwork in order this week. File Form SSA 11 if you want a family member to help with your Social Security one day. Apply for an IRS Identity Protection PIN using Form 15227. It is a 6-digit code that blocks anyone from filing a fake tax return in your name. Make sure your real ID is current. Make sure your Medigap enrollment is in place. These small forms are like little iron locks on the doors of your retirement. Step 3. Keep a paper trail. Make copies of every Social Security letter, every Medicare statement, every pension document, every bank notice. Put them in a folder. Write the date you received them on the envelope. If you ever have to dispute something, that paper trail is the difference between winning and losing. The government runs on documentation. So should you. Now, the hidden mistake I promised you at the beginning of this video. Here it is. Many seniors, when they receive a Social Security overpayment notice, simply throw it away or ignore it because they think it is a scam or they assume it will sort itself out. It will not. If you do not respond to that overpayment notice within the time window listed on the letter, the Social Security Administration can begin automatic withholding from your monthly check. Under the policy update made in 2024, that withholding is generally up to 50% of your monthly benefit, although in older cases it could be the full amount. But here's the part most seniors miss. You have the right to file a request for reconsideration or a request for waiver using Form SSA 561 or Form SSA 632. If you file within 60 days, the withholding can be paused while your case is reviewed. Most seniors never file this form because nobody told them it exists, so they lose hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars they did not actually owe. Please, if you ever get an overpayment letter, do not ignore it, do not panic either. Just call the Social Security Administration at the number on the official letter and ask about a reconsideration or a waiver. That single phone call can save you a fortune. My friend, I want to leave you with this. You worked your whole life for the benefits you receive today. You earned every dollar of that Social Security check. You paid into Medicare with every paycheck. You built up your pension and your savings through decades of discipline. Nobody, not a scammer on the phone, not a misleading headline online, not a paperwork mistake, has the right to take that away from you. But the rules change, the scams evolve, and no government agency is going to send a personal messenger to your door to keep you informed. That is why I want you to do one more thing today. Please do not rely only on YouTube notifications to keep you updated. YouTube changes its algorithm constantly, and you may miss critical alerts about Social Security, Medicare, banking rules, or travel changes that affect you directly. Thousands of seniors have already joined. It is free, it is private, and it could be the single most important step you take this week to protect yourself. So please click the link below, join the channel, download the guide, and remember what I told you today. The headlines may shout, the phones may ring, but you, my friend, are not alone. You have the truth on your side now, and the truth is the one thing no scammer can take from you. This is June. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay safe, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video.